Right.
If I am being a little too invasive with this question, let me know. But I'm wondering, like, are you the dumper or have you gotten dumped? That's for the both of you guys.
So I've never actually been in a relationship.
Okay.
I would say in my like situationships, both of them were just kind of like mutual ghostings. It was like,
Okay.
hey, we'll hang out again soon. Yeah, okay. Neither of us ever really texted. I don't think I've ever really been dumped.
Okay.
I've been like half rejected before though.
Do you think it's because of the timing? Like you guys just...
Yeah, definitely the timing.
Okay. And how about you?
Same here. It was kind of like mutual. It wasn't really like we ghosted each other, but it was long distance, so it was hard.
And was it an actual relationship or like a situation?
Yeah, no, it was like 2 years. So.
Okay. What was the hardest part about being in like a long distance relationship?
Just trying to stay connected, really. It's kind of
Staying connected. Okay.
There's pros and cons. You have your space away from each other.
Yeah.
There's also a lot like emotion that you can't express through text.
Right. So. There's a lot of misinterpretation. That's correct.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So, what was your ex's best qualities and what were their worst qualities?
I don't really think she has like any. I'm not like a hater on her. She has nice eyes. She's nice.
Okay. You have nice eyes, girl.
I don't know. There's pros and cons to everything.
Yeah. What are the cons?
I don't know. There's long distance. It's kind of tricky.
The long distance?
I can't really put my finger on it.
Would you say like was she a good communicator or was that something that she could have probably worked on?
Distance definitely affected like communication.
Right.
So I think that was a big part of it. But we both struggled with communicating certain things.
Okay. And what would you say your last situationships best qualities or worst qualities were?
His worst qualities were probably like communication and lack of it. I'd say his best qualities were that he was like a genuinely like really nice person.
Okay.
And that he was within our friend group already kind of, so I knew him a little bit.
So it made it a little more comfortable.
But he was a nice guy. Even so, yeah.
Okay. Now, to dig a little deeper, what would you think they would say your worst qualities and best qualities were?
Okay, well, my worst quality, maybe I had a hard time expressing how I would feel about like a certain situation.
Okay.
And then, what was it, the best quality? I think I'm nice and I'm funny sometimes.
Okay, why do you think you had a hard time expressing yourself?
It's just difficult during long distance, and she would have her own stuff going on. So.
Okay, so you think just like life got in the way of...
On the same page for everything. So
Okay.
So I think he would say my best quality would be that we had a similar sense of humor and kind of like had similar interests but different ones at the same time, so it made it like interesting. I think he would say my worst quality would be like lack of experience with relationships probably.
Okay.
Like the fact that I hadn't been in a real relationship. That's the word I was trying to say. Yeah, so.
Why do you think you have not experienced a real relationship?
So, in high school, I was like the weird kid. I went to Catholic school, but I was like adamantly not Catholic, and I was the weird theater kid, and I was always like speaking out against politics and all that, so I was very easily targeted from that.
Okay.
And then I think with college, it was just like freshman and sophomore year was like mental health and all that, and then junior year was like I wanted to, but I didn't have the time, or like the people just weren't right. And then this year it's more just timing and stuff. So I think like the fact that I was the weird kid, and then college is hard.
I think you just haven't found the people who value you for who you are and appreciate you for who you are. I think we always run into people who have this idea of what they want others to be like.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what that's just been generalized. Like people don't accept people for who they are and don't appreciate who they have at the moment.
Yeah, and I think 21, 20-year-old guys, no offense, are not great sometimes. Sometimes neither are 21-year-old women, but
I think that's why most elders have instilled the advice of like finding yourself. Don't seek a relationship and understand yourself. Like your 20s are meant for having fun, and part of having fun includes like learning things, going through experiences, and understanding who you truly are so that you can attract that person into your life. But given you guys' experiences, you've been in situationships, you've had a long distance relationship, what would you now moving forward, what would you say is like a do and don't going into a relationship? Like, what are your absolute no-nos, and like what is something that you definitely need to see and have in a relationship?
For me, make sure like you value yourself and that the person values you. Like if they're stringing you along, coming in and out of your life all the time, they're not the right person for you.
Yeah, you're not a priority.
Like, you're not, yeah, exactly. If you're not a priority in their life, don't make them a priority in yours. And then one of the do's, like something that's like a really good green flag, is just somebody who is understanding of situations. Like being like, oh, I might not be able to text, or I might be a little MIA because I have 3 huge projects due on a test and I just need to like not be on my phone or all this. Someone who understands that isn't going to get upset about it.
Yeah, so communication
Yes.
and understanding that you are your own individual at the end of the day. Awesome.
Yeah,
What would
I
you say your do's
just
and don'ts are?
Take like the small things that you appreciate together and really kind of work on them as you go and build it up, and really just appreciate those and don't let the relationship like
Awesome.
kind of matter more than both of you.
Okay, I love you guys' perspectives and your do's and don'ts now moving forward. What would you say your ideal relationship would be? What would that look like?
Like in which way? Like describing the guy or describing the type of the way the relationship
The relationship.
is? It would be something where we have similar interests but also different ones, so we can enjoy the things we like together, like say it's musical theater or a TV show, but then we also have like different bands that we like and we can introduce them to each other and start liking our own hobbies, and somebody who just kind of understands that I'm more than who I show like on the surface.
Okay.
Like someone who gets like my mental health issues and gets the stuff I've gone through in the past and doesn't let that affect his perspective on me and affect how our relationship will go. And just being with a good person and like having cute little like making sure we always have time for ourselves even when we are extremely busy.
I love that. That's beautiful.
What was the question again? I'm sorry, I kind of lost.
What would be your ideal relationship now?
Yeah, so I don't make things too complicated. So I would just say, like, just really have a best friend that could support me. I feel like being a best friend and like being in a relationship, I don't think they're that different in a sense. But I think it's just like maybe you share money or something like that. But I don't think there's that big of a difference.
Okay,
Good friends.
I like that, starting off as
Yeah.
friends, because you can always go back to that part of your relationship where you guys were just friends and just remove all the romantic stuff and like, okay, let's have a heart-to-heart as friends.
Yeah, like figure
we
it
need
out.
to communicate.
Yeah.
Okay, wonderful. Would you guys say you've only dated like your type, or have you ever dated outside of your type, and what would your type be?
These are.
Pretty deep,
I know. I would say so. I've
Come on over.
come join Abigail.
Why not?
Is that okay, or do you want me to answer this?
You answer. Why
Yeah.
don't you come on over? I can stand.
Okay.
Let's see. Hi, camera.
What time is it? Because I do have class. Okay.
2:03.
I don't have class till 3. Where the hell did my backpack go?
Right behind
Behind me.
you. Let me move so you're in the frame.
Thank you guys. You guys are so considerate.
Of course.
And again, I appreciate your time.
No, of course. I love doing things like these. I always see them and I'm like, I've always wanted to do that.
I saw you guys here last week, and I was like, I don't know what you guys were talking
I wish my
about.
hair looked better today.
You guys do it every week.
Yes, so Danaman, he is out here at least twice a week. On the weekends, you will catch the both of us on either South Street or Manayunk. That's our spots. But we do also go to different events around Philly and just pick people's brains, see what's up, what's going on in Philly.
Nice, alright.
So back to our question.
Yes. The types.
What are your types? I was trying to figure out how to reword it without going word for word.
Okay. Abby, do you want to go?
I'll go. So for me, I've only been in one serious relationship. He was awful. But besides that,
For you.
I would say I do have a pattern with types, not about looks. It tends to like, I go to the people who are not really emotionally there. Like, I have a type to go to that, which is not healthy for me in the long run. But it's like, it seems like when I reflect on the patterns of me casually dating and a serious relationship, I'm like, I'm going to the people who are not emotionally ready for a commitment and stuff. But looks-wise, like, I feel like I date people from around different heights and like different races,
Okay.
but mostly the same ages, I would say.
And
I definitely have a type.
Yes, she does.
So we're best friends, and she'll literally see somebody,
that's sweet.
and then like 5 minutes later, I'll see them like, oh my god, Abby, that person's attractive. She'll be like, yeah, I know you were gonna say that, because I used to think I was above having a type, but I'm not.
No, she has a type.
I have a type. It's very much just like taller-ish, like long, kind of flowy-ish, brown, dark hair, nerdy type vibes. Lanky or buff, like I don't really care about that, but like some muscle.
Kind of like indie movie.
Yes,
vibes.
kind of like indie movies. Like they'd have like they'd be like the opening shot with like the wind flowing in their hair or
oh,
something.
main character.
Kind
vibes.
of like that's kind of
Mysterious.
my type. Yeah, mysterious. Definitely got some issues, but we all do, so who doesn't? But I definitely have stuck specifically to my type in terms of situationships. But every once in a while, when going out, I will see someone that's not my type and be like, damn, that person's hot.
Okay. And how would you say?
Definitely not like looks, but I feel like I have a type like the vibe that they put off in a sense, maybe. So like how they carry themselves or like some of their hobbies. I don't know. I kind of do have a type, I think, in that type of sense.
And what would draw you to a woman? Like what kind of hobbies or characteristic traits?
I like she's like reading a book, having a coffee. Like has good fashion taste, you know.
Okay. So you like a slow Sunday kind of vibe, girl.
Yeah. It could be a fast Sunday too.
Okay,
A fast Sunday.
Depends on what's going on.
Vibe is important.
I love that. Are you guys ever willing to like date outside of your type?
I am.
Yeah.
Well, right now, I'm doing kind of like a single girl semester, not going out and partying and doing all that stuff, but focusing on myself. Because the one question you said earlier when I was standing off into the little corner over there about like you have to really value yourself and you can't put that value into somebody else, because if you don't love yourself, they're not going to like complete you whole. And I really had to like slap myself in the face and realize that, because like it was a whole codependency thing. So like I say like go for different types, because I feel like the same patterns I went through the past, they all been emotionally unconnected with me. They all haven't been serious. So I'm like, maybe I should, when I'm ready to go out for dating again, or I meet the right person, like it might be a whole different person I've never really looked at before, but I would totally go for it.
And they may have all the qualities that you
Neat.
would love in a
Yeah.
relationship. Yeah.
Of course.
I would definitely date out of my type, because like you were saying, vibe is important. Like I feel like people are always obsessed with this idea of like love at first sight, and I'm like, you can be attracted to, you can be in love with someone's appearance. They could have a terrible personality and a terrible
Exactly.
vibe, and you're not going to want to be with them. So I definitely would date out of my type, and I do like vibe is definitely important. Like if I see somebody who's wearing like a logo of something I like, or like just reacting away, like or doing something that I find interesting, I'll go over and talk to them, even if they're not my like type.
Okay.
So yeah.
And would you?
I definitely agree. Like I don't know what I don't know, so I'd have to try things around.
I like that. I don't know what I don't know.
Yeah.
You never know what you like until you try it.
Yeah,
Right.
so I don't know. It's definitely been like a couple of years where I haven't been with someone else.
Okay.
But,
And what have you been doing since you've been on this solo journey?
just trying to work on myself. I kind of like close myself off from people, so I'm trying to talk to new people each day.
Okay.
Just really graduate school.
I love
Yeah.
that.
Focus on the
Graduating.
degree. Focus
Yes.
on your degree.
Focus on the
Yes.
degrees. C's get degrees there sometimes, I will say that.
Don't get
It does.
I've gotten so many C's.
As long as
Get
you
an
get that
A.
degree.
Yeah.
Don't aim for C's, but don't be sad if you get one.
Yeah. I agree with that. So, now I want to go with, if you guys were to have any superpower in the world, what would it be and why?
Oh, I know my answer to this. I already
Okay,
know.
she's ready.
Mine would be super speed.
Super speed.
Yes, I grew up watching The Flash, but
I love it.
the reason is for this is you can go anywhere you want without the constraints of time, of money, time, or flights, because you can literally run, and you can run so fast you can run on water. You can just be like, I'm gonna go run to Rome and get some artichokes. You can just go do that. You can also theoretically time travel, but that's a bad idea. So definitely super speed, even because you can get where you want, when you want, and you don't have to worry about time and things like that. And you can also do different things, like you can move your arms really fast and like float according to DC logic. So yeah.
Okay.
I've known that.
What would your superpower be
I'd
and
probably
why?
say teleportation. Kind of like
That's
same vibes,
cool.
except like I don't have to run there. You know, I
Yeah.
can get my sardines
Like,
in a second.
Now I'm there.
My
Maybe-
sardines.
Well, I don't know. Yeah, I feel like it would just be cool.
Okay. Is there anywhere you would like to teleport if you were able to teleport right now?
I've never been out of the side of the country, so probably just anywhere in Europe, really.
Anywhere in Europe, nice.
Yeah.
What would your superpower be and
I
why?
would say time travel and stuff. I'm a huge like history buff type of person, and ever since I got like hyperfixation on the Titanic, I always wanted to time travel back in time to see the sinking, although that's kind of like sad and depressing. But I also feel like time travel is like good, like you can just like go back to a certain point, like maybe if it's like a dead relative you want to see again, or like a certain point in your childhood you want to do, or maybe time travel to the future, kind of see like where my future is. Maybe I could change it now so I don't have to end up in the future like that.
Ah, that's great insight. Now, if you were to time travel and see that your future was not happening so well, is there anything that you think you might have to change now to ensure that your future works out and is more successful?
I would say that's a good question. I would say like if I see in my future that I'm not at like the job position I'm not at, or like a certain company, or like I'm not in a great relationship, or I'm just like not where I want to be, I would say I would go back in time. And I've been trying to do this every day, but like try something new, or treat every day like it's your last day. Like every day is a gift, and you gotta not let the anxiety or worry, like dread on you, and the overthinking of what you're doing. So I would just be more confident and get yourself out there more, because you never know when a job opportunity is gonna happen, or gonna meet somebody else new. And I feel like if I look in the future now and if it's bad, it's probably because I didn't try hard enough, or I didn't put myself out there. Like I kind of let anxiety like stop me. So
Putting yourself out there seems to be like the new trend this season, like stepping outside of your comfort zone. I don't want to say it's a trend. I think it's now a movement. I'm noticing that more people, including myself, have like learned to step outside of your comfort zone, do things that are different, and not really close yourself so much in, so that you can experience more things in the world. So I love that. I love to see that there's more people out here with like minds and on the same journey. And I think that you guys are all really self-aware, and you're off to a great start. Just acknowledging all that you do have to offer now, and understanding like, okay, I may have some qualities that have to be worked on and fixed, so that I can be able to fully work and step into like who I'm supposed to be. So kudos to you guys. Like, there's not a lot of people who would take accountability over those things and would do the work, because it is a lot of work to let yourself know like, okay, get it together, like you need to do something different. So I do appreciate you all for your time.
Yeah, of course. Thank you for
did not
having
ask
us.
your names in the beginning, so do you mind introducing yourself and just telling the people where we can find you?
Yeah.
Like a social media. My name's Chip. I go by Chip, like CHIP.
Nice to meet you, Chip. Where can we find you? You have a social platform?
Chipperoonie on IG.
Chipperoonie. Can you spell that out?
CHIPEROONIE.
Chipperoonie.
I'm Sam. I'm a senior here, and you can find me on basically any social media platform at Sam__Vasallo. So it's Sam__ VASSALLO.
Okay.
my name's Abby. You can find me on Instagram as abby.cane, like candy cane. So it's spelled with a C, not a K.
Okay. Thank you all. Now, I just want to close this out with you guys giving some advice to anybody who may be coming in as a freshman. It doesn't have to necessarily be here at the Temple, but any college freshman, what would be that one piece of advice you definitely feel like they need to know?
I would say first, like with school, or if you're in a new place, try new things, put yourself out there, join clubs, because when I was a freshman, I was a little scared to do that because I was like, oh my goodness, like this is a whole new step. But now looking back, I'm like, put yourself out there, try new things, try a new club, try a new sport. Like, you're gonna meet so many people, and if you fail, you're gonna try again. But also, just personal thing, don't download dating apps, freshmen, because you gotta be careful on those.
You have to be careful.
Meet people in person.
Yes, meet cutes. I was gonna say join clubs, but since Abby said that,
We can also say it too.
oh yeah, join clubs, but also don't get upset if like the people you meet the first 2 weeks of classes aren't the people you're always friends with. Like, they might, and don't be upset if you see that they stay in a group and you don't, because that just means they weren't really the true people to be friends with. You're gonna be friends with. Like, find your own group by going to clubs and meeting the people and talking to people in your class. Text people to be like, hey, let's go get coffee, let's hang out. Just reach out to people. Even if you're anxious, just do it, because it's gonna help in the long run. And don't be upset if you see people going out and having fun on the weekends and you're not every weekend, you're not doing it, because I guarantee you they are not happy. They're just putting on a facade for social media, and they don't like the people they're hanging out with, or they're struggling in school, or they're also homesick, and they're just showing on social media all the fun they're having. But trust me, that's not the truth, and don't get upset if the people, like, honestly, don't get upset if the people you first meet the first 2 weeks are not the people you spend all freshman year with, or all 4 years with, or even 2 weeks later, because they're not your friends. They're not true friends if they do something like that.
Awesome. Thank you for that. What would be the advice you provide to a freshman?
Oh, I'd say just take it one day at a time, really. Don't stick, like, if you have friends from high school going to the same college, I wouldn't, don't, like, live with them next year, live by yourself. I'd say, really meet new people. I've been talking to, like, I try to talk to 3 new people a day, like, outside of class.
That's a great strategy.
That's nice. That's smart.
Yeah.
It's cool.
I love that. And how's it been going for you?
It's been going really well, actually. Sometimes you can just be like, oh, nice shoes, and then you start talking about something you have in common.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
I love that.
Yeah, the living thing is so real, though, because me and Abby went to the same high school, and we both were like, yeah, no, we're not going to live together freshman year, because we knew we'd kill each other. And now we live together. Once you have your own
But we live in
space,
separate rooms.
yes, once
Thank
you have
God.
your own room, that's when you should live with your high school friends, or one of us would probably be dead if we shared a room freshman year, or even just a dorm, like, because when you're sharing a space, even if it's not with your friend, and you're in a dorm, you're still just, trust me, trust
You
him.
guys all
trust-
provided some great advice. I think mainly people's ideologies coming in can be pretty similar to yours all. Like, I just want to stay closed in. Like, oh my God, this is scary. All these new people. Like, I don't know what I'm doing here, maybe. But just put yourself out there, definitely. That's a big one. I think that can be applied to any aspect of life, any course of life, any new endeavors. So thank you all. I think our